Hello, how are you? Arrrrgh Carpenter here, clinical hypnotherapist, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to your tip of the week to help you make peace with food. Now this week I'm talking about one of the most commonly asked questions, and that is, how often should I weigh myself? Daily, weekly, monthly, never? We get so much conflicting advice about the scales. Often, if you've come from a corporate background where progress is measured through KPIs, or perhaps you come from a Weight Watchers background where you're used to having frequent weigh-ins, and it's based on the idea of what gets measured gets done. What I find though with us women is that daily weighing leads to perfectionist thinking. It's a really quick way for us to sabotage ourselves. If I was talking to blokes, I would suggest daily weigh-ins because men are biologically programmed to shift the weight much more quickly and easily than we are. It's just a fact of life. So for them, daily weigh-ins can be very motivating. But for us women, what I encourage you to do is put the scales away. And here's why. When we stand on the scale, only one of three things can happen. For some reason, we seem to be very hopeful, like there's this fairy godmother who's going to give us a fourth or fifth option, but literally one of three things can happen. One, the scale goes up. Oh, crap. Hey, adrenaline, stress hormones, cortisol, and that deflation of nothing ever works for me. And very often our response to that is to go and self-soothe and commiserate with chocolate. Not very helpful. The second thing that can happen is the number on the scale remains the same. Boo, the dreaded plateau. And once again, we go into that place of self-doubt, adrenaline, anxiety. Ugh. Hello, self-soothing chocolate. And number three, even when the number on the scale does go down, goes in our desired direction, we can still self-sabotage, either because A, we're all like, woohoo, I'm stoked. I am going to celebrate with some celebratory chocolate. Or B, oh, that must have been a fluke. Oh, is that all there was? Oh, I expected more than that. Oh, and hello, there's that chocolate again. So in my experience, having worked with hundreds of women, you can see the theme developing here. Regular weigh-ins tend to be very self-sabotaging. No matter what the number on the scale reads, we use that number as a way of beating ourselves up, self-sabotaging, and that makes progress virtually impossible. For us women, a scale has an eye-watering ability to make us feel really bad, to trap us in that shaming space, feeling ugh, ugh. Think about when you're first pregnant. Can the outside world see the miraculous shifts happening inside of you? Of course it can't. The mirror only reflects the incredible changes that you're creating in the second trimester. In becoming your happy shape and size, it's a similar journey. And the scales simply are not sophisticated enough to show all of the changes that are happening inside of you. The real gold here is learning how to measure your progress by other means. So what I encourage you to do is notice how your shirts are becoming looser. Your jeans are becoming easier to button up. Notice how energized you feel, how confident and in control you feel. Because that's what becoming a happy shape and size is really about. It's about how good you feel inside, not the number on a scale. And what happens is sooner or later you begin to realize that you don't even need a scale to prove to you that you're making progress, because you know you are. You can see it in your changing silhouette in the mirror. Okay? I invite you to put down your own personal beating up stick. Take back your power and allow the scales to gather dust in the cupboard, and allow yourself the gift of space. Remember, the scales can't possibly tell you how beautiful you are, how valuable you are. So put the scales away, gorgeous. Now, I hope you found that useful. Feel free to join me next week, where I have another tip for you to make peace with food.